we had fake press passes, which we used everywhere. I mean, I'm ashamed to say it, but I even used it, for going to the movies if it was a long line. But they looked real at the time, and we did whatever we could to get the information that we needed to get. We were all over the place, everywhere.
And it was a passion and an obsession, and somehow fashion was so important then. I mean, it no longer is most people's number one priority, but in the late 60s and early 70s, I think there was something going on with the boomer generation being so interested in the way they presented themselves to the public. Mm-hmm. And fashion really mattered so much.
It did, but it was a big change, David, when you think about it, from the structure of the late 50s and the tradition of the Jackie Kennedy era, and how beautiful she was, but those days were so tailored. Yes. And in London was total chaos.
Yes.
And fun. And I think about London for a second. Think it was sort of, the kids were fighting against the austerity of the post-war. They had money in their pockets because it was very different than now. Jobs were plentiful, rents were inexpensive, and they were just going crazy with fun. I mean, it was just partying and buying clothes and wearing clothes and setting trends. It was very different, totally, and different in London from America, by the way.
Yes, and it evolved in such a way too, as the boomers became more and more mature, they started seeing the dark side of the world as well. And I think one of our most successful I Am trends really came from your heartfelt feeling that we were about to become disenchanted with that sense of fun that ruled London. Mm-hmm. and rippled out into the rest of the world. And we came up with this, then outrageous idea that people would start wearing worn out jeans. And now that sounds like a big yawn today, but it was absolutely revolutionary.
And weren't people angry at us for clients, for touting torn jeans and shredded and decorated
They said, how
jeans?
can we make money from torn, tattered, faded jeans?
Who's going to buy them?
Yes, when you think of how much money has been made since then.
Yes.
I guess that must have been 1971 or 1972 that we did a trend. And we always came up with great names. And our trend name for that was Hard Times.
Hard Times.
Yes. And workman boots and T-shirts and kerchiefs and torn jeans. And I remember wearing torn jeans to the fashion shows in Milan and getting a whole lot of attention. And in fact, Giorgio Armani saw me and I posed for L'Uomo Vogue wearing my own tattered blue jeans.
Had you cut them up? Your own jeans?
No, I bought them in New York from a street vendor when I was in New York on a business trip.
Right.
But it just became, like a license to print money.
Yes.
Yeah.